Hi, it's Erin Riley with Living Beyond. Here I am in the middle of the day doing a recording. I'm outside the library in Roswell, New Mexico, if you're wondering what all the street sounds are. There is just something that I wanted to post right now because something happened to me this afternoon, and I think that it's important for me to acknowledge it now and to share my experiences with you that are, whoever wants to listen, because I think it's important. Okay, so here's what happened. The last video that I did, I talked about the fact that I was no longer able to eat a lot of the foods that I was eating before. I found out that I had a lot of allergies and whatnot, and that was like a way of the universe for telling me that I really needed to change the way I eat. All right, so something came up just over the last few days, and it's something that I've dealt with over the last few years. I would eat, and then food would get stuck in my throat, and I would choke. And so it's been happening more and more. And today, my normal breakfast, which right now is a granola bar, and that's one of the few things I can eat. I grabbed it and I choked immediately, and I throw up is what happens. And then I went to work feeling really disconcerted, and by the time lunch came, I started feeling a lot of fear. I don't even want to try to eat. And my boyfriend made me this wonderful lunch with a lovely a chicken breast, and I started to cry, and I told him I'm afraid to actually try to eat this because I'm afraid of what's going to happen. I don't want to choke again. Now that might seem kind of silly, but that fear reaction, like, why am I afraid to eat? That is weird. Let me think about it. Now, that's kind of like the first step, is acknowledging that there's fear involved with this inside the body, and it feels like a knot. I had a knot like right here, like the food would hit here and it would come out, and there's this knot here, like what? And I cannot seem to get past that with the food. Okay, so what is going on? What is going on with me? And the more I thought about it, the more I realized I have a block. I have a block between my heart chakra and my solar plexus chakra. And what does that mean? That means that I'm having a hard time making what I know is my dreams, working with you guys, working with whoever needs help in the spiritual matters, and manifesting that into my world as business. Manifesting it in my life, rooting it down. I'm having a hard time. So here it is, and this fear pops up. What am I afraid of? Why am I afraid of doing it? And out of all the work that I've done a lot of past life work. I've done a lot of, gone through many healings, and there's a lot that comes up with the fear of being in a leadership type role, a fear of leading, and a fear of taking control of my own power. And oftentimes in these past lives that I've remembered, and I'm not going to go into the idea that past lives are all happening now, because that's like way beyond what I'm trying to say now. But in this, there's this fear of owning my own power, whether I'm going to hurt other people, I'm going to hurt myself, or somebody is going to use me for what I can do. And so I shut down. And so here I am, not being able to swallow. I go outside to feed the neighbor's chickens because they've gone out camping. So I went next door and I'm feeding the chickens, and I hear a bunch of ruckus. Birds calling and whatnot. And I look up into the sky and I see this beautiful falcon, huge, or hawk. I couldn't tell what. Probably a hawk, no, in our area. But there were two like mockingbirds that were trying to get it out of the area, protecting their nests, and it was so big, and it was flying right towards me, and then it flew around my head in a circle. It circled me, and then it went back in the direction that it came from. And my friend Mags, my good friend Mags, I was telling her this, and she says, well, what does this mean? What does this mean to you? And look up the power animal. What is the symbolism behind a hawk doing this? And oddly enough, It's about stepping into a leadership role. It is about being able to see clearly. It is about working with spirits. And so I knew it was directly related to this fear that has been popping up when I'm eating. So here's what I did. I took a moment and I sat in this fear and I thanked my body. I sent gratitude to my stomach, saying thank you for helping me to acknowledge this fear that is going on right now. And I am so thankful that I have given myself this opportunity to learn and to grow. And the next thing I did was I stepped forward regardless of that fear. I told myself I am not going to be held back. Nothing is going to happen to me. I have no reason to be afraid, to be the person that I am meant to be. I am strong and I am strong-willed. And now that I know that I've been the one standing in my own way, just move out, because here I come. And I pushed that energy through, and I felt like I was vibrating. I was like, okay, yeah, here we go. I am stepping forward into my power, and I'm doing it now. Anyways, that's what I had to say. A lot of us go through this. A lot of us have places that we get stuck. And if you're feeling this, absolutely send me a message. livingbeyond11.com. On Facebook, it's livingbeyond11 as well. Send me a message. However, email is living_beyond11@yahoo.com. Get in touch. Let me know if you've had any similar experiences. Thank you. Good afternoon. Bye.